What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Spawn Point Podcast, number 23. It's my favorite number, by the way.
Yes.
It's my birthday.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. Yep. It's in all my like usernames and stuff with my email. There's always a 23, so it's special. And you'd think with a special number, I would have brought some real special games this time, but not so much. But it's all good.
We're covering some indies this week, all right? Nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Still going to be a fun episode. Welcome back to Spawn Point Podcast, everybody. We may or may not have already done this today. So, again, leave it to me, fucking professional content creator, fucking everything up every chance I get. So, we're going to have a one-segment show today. We're going to talk about the games that we have brought for the show that we haven't talked about before. We're going to do some follow-ups on some games we've talked about before, but no real shop talk this week. There's really not much going on in the industry anyway. Yeah.
No.
We'll touch on
news. This is like the perfect episode to have a screw up because we were both talking like our news section is going to be pretty light anyway, and we'll still talk about a couple things. But
yeah,
we're just going to incorporate it right into everything else we've been talking about. So,
yep. So
it'll be fine.
We'll just weave it in, so it'll be just fine. Yep. I'm still struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to mention it came down to the wire as of like 2 days ago.
Oh yeah.
I had no voice at all. Like I called Jason. I'm like, bro, I'm a little worried. I don't think anybody's even going to be able to hear me. So we scrambled together a plan, and I just want to shout out Randy for being willing to hop in my absence if need be. I was able to be here, but if I wasn't able to be here, he was willing to jump in and cover our bases. So thanks so much for that.
Yep. Well, and we'll get him on sometime to just have as a guest. He plays so many different games. He's a big gamer too. So it would have been fine. We would have missed you, but I'm still glad that everything kind of came together.
Absolutely.
And you sound much better than you have. You're not 100%, but I talked to you the other day and I was like, oh boy, this is going to be rough.
Yeah, it was bad. I'm still not quite all the way there, but we're getting
You feel
closer.
better though, right?
I feel fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just what a nightmare. Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. God damn.
That's what I get for going to a union meeting.
Yeah, you step out once and yeah.
Anyways, what have you been up to this week? I guess it was a big day of sport for you today.
Oh God, man. Yeah, for me not being like a big sports guy, I just have my few things that I really do enjoy. I mean, there was an F1 race this morning, and then the World Cup final. Actually, it's funny because I now get to talk about it because we were gonna do the podcast and then I was gonna go watch the World Cup afterwards, but things got flipped around. I was able to watch the World Cup and now do the podcast afterwards, and it was a game, man. 0-0 for the entire 90 minutes, and then went into extra time, and it was still 0-0, and then Spain finally scored a goal there at the very end, and took the title.
So. Yeah, damn it. Yeah, I tried to watch some. Fucking soccer still sucks, dude. That shit sucks. So bad. I tried to go with an open mind. I've been watching F1. I like F1. I still can't watch soccer to save my life. That shit sucks. Oh my God, it sucks.
We last night we went out with some people. There was like something going on, and I was talking to one of our coworkers, Sean, and I was asking him if he was going to watch it. He's like, I think I will actually. And he's like, he's never been a soccer guy either. And he was like, I kind of started watching it, and sometimes it's pretty fun. I was like, he's like, I don't know if I can sit through
Sean.
He's like, I don't know if I can sit through a whole game all the time, but it's kind of interesting to have on, and like I can watch my phone. I was like, there you go, buddy. There you go.
It's fucking just wrong, bro.
I mean, it can be a little rough when it's like 0-0 for 90 minutes. And it's just like, okay, but I mean, it just goes to show like these two teams. I mean, there's a reason why they're the final two standing because none of them could score
Yeah.
on each other.
Well, I
So,
mean,
and then
I get it. I get it. I like
I know.
MMA. I like MMA. I like MMA like ground. I like ground rest like ground matches where they're on the ground for
Mhm.
5 rounds. Some people are like, "What the fuck is going on?" But like, I understand the technicalities of the sport, so maybe
Yes.
I just don't understand that with
Oh yeah.
football.
With football, I mean, there's a lot going on that you don't like always like see as a spectator. You're always like, just do something, like and it's not always that easy. So,
Well, yeah,
but yeah, I get the MMA thing too. I mean, I used to watch a lot more than I do now. I still, if it's on, I will watch it. I think it's very interesting. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Like I do kind of like the standing and beating the
yeah,
crap
yeah.
out of each other, but there is a lot of technique that goes on once they hit the mat. So, yeah.
Soccer sucks. Anyway,
Shut up.
shit. Anyways,
Should we do some quick housekeeping?
yes, take it away, please.
Okay. So, well, first off, we like our shorts and our stuff that we're putting on Instagram and TikTok and stuff, we are starting to get a lot more views and more comments, and we absolutely love that. But it has gotten to the point where we can't shout out everybody that's made a comment anymore. I mean, it's a good
Impossible.
thing,
Yeah.
but it's impossible at this point. So it just right up front, we just wanted to thank everyone for all the comments and the likes and even like all the reposts. I keep seeing like so and so reposted your thing over and over and over, and I'm like, that's cool, man. It's just putting it out there to more people, and we love seeing that, and we know that it doesn't always translate from like what people see on our Instagram to actually watching the podcast. A lot of these people probably don't even know we're talking about them, but it doesn't matter. We still just love getting the views and the comments and stuff, and so yeah, very cool. But anyway, we are on uh, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube is our still going to be our primary place. That's where you're going to watch the podcast. We constantly are putting up shorts and things like that. But yeah, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We also have an email address, spawnpointnetwork@outlook.com.
What?
Spawnpointnetwork@outlook.com.
Goddamn right.
So, yep, goddamn right it is. So, yeah, you could send us anything. We'll take a look. Um, we love it. Also, join the Discord if you haven't already. Have a lot of conversations in there, mostly gaming, but we talk about movies and sports. And Cam even added a rant section in there, which I thought was pretty cool. Anytime you wanted to like just go off about something, it's there. So yeah,
Mm.
I mean, we're on everything. Just check us out. Give us a follow.
Yeah,
We appreciate any and everybody out there that enjoys what we do. So,
absolutely. Just as a
yep.
behind the scenes thing, Jason and I don't know what the fuck we're doing. So, like the shorts and stuff, like that's just my way of trying to get eyes on the show.
Yeah.
As he said, we know that there's not a big conversion rate, but I'm just
Yeah.
trying to fucking do
Yeah.
something. So, we get it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to people or whatever, but we're just trying to get ourselves out there. So, anyways, that's the whole
And,
point of
and
that.
and when Cam says we don't know what we're doing, Cam knows a lot more about what he's doing than I do. So we're just trying to do something.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. If you're here listening to the show, you're one of the very few right now, but it's going to grow.
We love
Damn
it.
it. It's going to grow,
Yeah.
goddammit.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
boy.
I'm so excited to hear about some of these games that I haven't heard about yet. So
Yeah, I never
that's
heard of them
pretty
yet.
cool.
I don't even
Yeah.
know what we're talking about this week. I
Well,
don't
you're
even
going
know
to
what
be in
I'm
for a
going to be
surprise
talking
then.
about. Yeah, so
Well, there you
I
go.
guess we'll just transition, see what comes up,
Even
and we'll
better.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Denshattack. Okay,
Oh,
so this
that's
is
right.
Denshattack is kind of the new hotness a little bit, surprisingly.
It sure
Um,
is.
obviously, Jason brought this up. Good Lord, what was it for?
Oh,
Was it on a
Well, I think it was
direct?
the Nintendo.
Yeah.
It was like one of the indie showcases or something,
Oh
and then
yeah.
right shortly after, they had a demo. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But I was interested from it based on that discussion, and this game's scoring way super high all over the place, which kind of took
yeah,
me off guard quite a bit. But in this game, you play as a trained car, like the
yeah.
caboose, the cab. I don't really know what it is. You just
It's like a subway car. It's like
yeah,
one singular. They call it a train, but it's just like one subway car. So
yeah,
I guess it's like the engine. It's like the main
yeah.
whatever. So
I don't
anyway, sorry. That's
yeah, I don't know train
it's just weird.
anatomy, but
I no clue.
but you play as a character that controls this train in this kind of dystopian future, and it's basic. It's kind of a mix mash of a lot of things. It's kind of an arcade racer. It's kind of Tony Hawk. It's kind of skate. It's kind of an infinite runner. It's kind of a mix of a bunch of different genres, kind of all pushed or smooshed together.
Hmm.
And it works. I think it is pretty fun. You spend a lot of the time like going on these rails. You have to jump between rails from time, obviously depending on the track. Very, very fast game. And it's one of those games that I play and realize that I've lost my edge a little bit. It's like if I had quick wits like I used to back in the day, I'd probably enjoy it a lot more than I do. But there's just a lot of shit going on that you got to keep track of, and the way that the game speed is very fast, so
Yeah.
you have to kind of always be paying attention. You got to jump when there's like an X on the screen, or move tracks over, or do all these different things to keep going. And it's just a lot to take in. On top of that, there's a lot of different gameplay systems that are worked into this game that you have to
Mhm.
always keep in the back of your mind. Like you have to honk basically at times to move objects on the map to make sure you can still go through, and you have to trick, and the trick system in this game is like skate. That's why I compared it to skate. You basically flick the stick like you would in skate to perform tricks and stuff like that, which is cool. I don't think it works as well as it does in skate, just because like the input that you make on the stick to perform a trick doesn't really replicate what the cab actually does. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? It's
sure.
not
Okay,
like
that makes sense. I didn't think about that.
it's not like a kickflip, like the down
Right,
and
where you're
over, where
actually turning this.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It just
Yep.
kind of performs this thing. So you're kind of every time you get air, you're just fucking hoping it does
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Which I don't, does it is what it is. Obviously, once you get
Makes
good at
sense.
once
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
good at the game, it'll probably feel a little better. But anywho's, I've only really played this for 45 minutes, so I'm really not really at the liberty to talk about it too much because there's a lot to be had here. I will say from what I've played so far, I think it's getting a little bit too much praise. I shouldn't even say that.
Interesting.
That's not fair.
Well,
Everybody's entitled to like what they want, but for me, it's like I definitely see what they're going for here, but it is way hard compared to what I kind of expected, which isn't a bad thing either. But it's
no.
there's just a lot of things to manage, and micromanage, and pay attention to while you're doing this. So maybe it'll get better. Maybe I don't know. I just
Yeah.
right now I'm kind of very early, and this is the hotness, so I wanted to bring it to the show. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm excited to kind of keep going with it. There's some cool customization that you unlock for your caboose or whatever the fuck this thing is
Oh,
called.
is there?
Yeah, you can unlock new patterns, new colors, sticker packs, and a bunch of
Oh,
stuff.
cool.
And then you obtain the vinyl packs in the actual track as collectibles. They're little spray cans.
Oh,
So it's kind of
sure.
cool.
Okay. That kind of
Kind
mixes
of
things
cool.
up a little bit.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. And
Interesting.
yeah, it's really cool. It's very unique. So there's not going to be
Yeah, for sure.
there's not a game that you can compare this to. It's one of those types of things. So you have to know going into it that like you're going to get something very different here. So your skills from a prior game aren't going to translate, if that
Right.
makes sense. It's a whole
It
different
does.
it's a whole different thing. So anyways,
Well, And in its defense too, I mean, the fact that it is doing its own thing, whether you like it or not, you have to give it credit for just trying something new. I mean,
Absolutely.
not a lot of you just don't see that a lot anymore. So I just thought that that aspect of it was cool.
Yeah, I mean the game is super flashy, super like cool and crazy to
Hmm.
look at, but it's just crazy to play. So it's
Hmm.
there's a balance there. Oh, I will also mention like um, I'm kind of a perfectionist in a bad way when it comes to these types of games. Like I had the same problem with Trials
Yeah.
back in the day. It's like I have to
Yeah.
attain at least gold before I can do the next track. I haven't gotten gold on anything in this game yet. I literally just keep getting bronzes because the game rates you based on three categories. There's a trick category, so a score category, a
Hmm.
speed category, and then a group of feats, which are like objectives you have to complete throughout the stage. I always get gold on speed, but I never get enough trick points and I haven't collected everything in one run before. But I think you
Yeah.
need to do everything in one run to get gold. I've never done it. So it's fucking with my OCD a little bit because I just want to
Yeah.
stick on one thing and not go anywhere, but I have to kind of break that cycle to actually see more of the game, I guess. So
Sure.
that's something as well. It's not it's
If
not
you
easy to get a perfect on this
right,
game.
and if you complete a level, can you like instantly retry it if you want to?
Yeah, so it
Or
kind of gives you like a Super Mario 3D map that you kind of traverse. So it's like
okay,
you have this overview and then you can select levels and it kind of draws a path out for you and you can kind of go back and do things and
right.
pick up what you missed and stuff like that. So you can go back to it at any time. I
Okay.
just don't think anybody's going to pick this up and immediately be like really good at it. Like this has
Yeah,
got
yeah.
a really big, a really severe skill curve, which isn't a bad thing.
No.
It's a choice the devs made, and it's hard. That's all I'm saying. It's hard.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, and like you were saying earlier too, like, it is very fast. Like I downloaded the demo for this like right after I watched the direct and stuff because I thought it just looked interesting. And
yeah,
I played through it, 20, 30 minutes or whatever. And it was very interesting, but I didn't know if it had enough for me to really check out
yeah,
the full release. I mean, I'm definitely glad you're covering it, but
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think you need to get it. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
like
But like you said, it's getting like I mean, I'm seeing this everywhere.
yeah,
All the like the news, or the review sites and everything. I mean, like you said, it's getting great, scores, and I think a lot of that probably just has to do with it's a game trying something new and what
yeah.
it's doing that it seems to be doing well enough. But it is super fast, and I remember that from the demo too. Like, rails will end and you have to like very quickly get over to the other one and there's big like X's and stuff and you gotta be like your reflexes gotta be on point
I
to
yeah. And I think
yeah.
this game's probably scoring well because it's a fucking game ass game, and sometimes
Hmm.
that's all it takes nowadays. With in a world of everything's got to be somewhat semi realistic, sometimes just a fucking game ass video game is enough to like get people on board. I
Right,
think that's
right.
probably what's happening a little bit here,
Hmm.
and I think it's like I said, that's great. And even if this game doesn't end up being like one of my highlights of the year. That doesn't mean it can't be yours. I'm just, it's, it's going to be a
Right.
divisive type. I think people will really like it and whatever. I mean, I definitely don't hate it. I don't want it to come across like this
No.
game sucks. I need to get more time in. And honestly, I
Right. I
probably put
Mhm.
this in a little too early, but it is the hotness. I didn't want to save it to next week. So that's
Right. Yeah,
why I
that's
brought it
cool.
this week. So
How's is there really much of a story? I know like when I played the demo, it was like this kind of like dystopian kind of future in Japan and like the main like cities are like under a bubble
yep.
sort of thing and you're the reason that you're out doing these like deliveries and stuff is because like these people aren't out in like these open areas and you're basically going from like one like city or whatever to another. I mean, does that play much of a part in the game?
No. So there is a little
Okay.
bit of a. They try to put a little story in there, but like the game's self aware enough to be like, you don't give a shit about this story. Here's the game. Like it literally
Yeah.
says that at one point. But yeah, the background is that it's there's this company that has control over Japan, and they have these cities in bubbles, like you said. And then there's these people that live outside of the bubbles, which is where your character comes from. She was like a expeditioner or
Oh,
something.
okay.
And at the beginning of the game, your first thing is just deliver ramen to this guy.
Mhm.
But once you deliver this guy's ramen, he tells you about this event called Denshattack, which is just a group of Tokyo train drivers. And that's kind of it for the story. Like at that point,
Yeah.
you quit the ramen shop, and now you're a dench attacker, and so that's it as
Okay.
far as I can
That's it?
tell. Yeah,
Cool.
it might go somewhere, but you know
Yeah.
this is an arcade game. It's just made to be played, not really
Right. It's
narrative
it's
driven.
like you don't play Tony Hawk for the story. It's
Right.
kind of the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is again,
Interesting.
it's fine.
Yeah. It's there
Yeah.
if you want it.
Exactly.
It's also cool too, like, we're focusing on like the aspect that you're like a driving a train, but it like I'm watching this gameplay stuff and like it seems like they do mix it up on occasion. Like you launch your train onto like a boat and you're like actually hitting waves and stuff like that. You at one point you hit the top of like a Ferris wheel and it like breaks off its base and you're like basically rolling this wheel through a stage,
Mm-hmm.
and like you said, you're only 45 minutes to an hour into this, and
Yeah.
I'm already seeing that stuff, so I think that's kinda
Yeah.
cool, like, it's trying to mix things up a little.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it's fucking kooky. It's kooky. I mean, it's
It's
bordering a
very kooky.
Suda 51 game. You know, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah, true.
Um, um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited to see kind of where it goes further.
Mhm.
But I would love to know what you guys think down below. Like I said, like we said, it's getting love everywhere. So
It
be
sure
curious.
is.
Be very
I'm
curious.
seeing it a lot. Yep.
That, my friends, is Dench Attack!
Dinch attack.
Exclamation point.
Cool. Yeah, check it out.
Check it out. Jason, I don't know if you need to. Me and you are old
I
men now.
I'm
This is
I'm good.
you and I are
I
fucking
played the
old men
demo.
now.
It was fine, but I just yeah, I got my backlog's already bad enough as it is, so
Don't even get me fucking started.
oh,
Speaking of
dude.
the backlog, shall we talk about a backlog game you've been playing?
Yes,
All right.
absolutely. So I was gonna say this up front. My games this week were well, one I've had for a while and never really got a chance to play. One is new, but it's a very very short, simple pick up and play whenever you feel like it type of game. But I'm trying to get through some games that I've been
Yeah.
trying, plugging away at for a while. So I wanted to kind of throw in these two kind of more a little bit more quick things. But this first one up that I'm talking about is called Bleak Sword DX, and it is a very lo-fi kind of dark fantasy Souls-like, I guess. Developed by More 8-Bit and published by Devolver Digital. And I believe, like I said, I've had this in my backlog for a while and never played it. I remember this came on like a deep sale, and I'm like, I remember hearing somebody talk about this. I think it looks cool, and it was like $2 or $3 or something like that. It was insane, and I just never got around to it. So I decided to give it a shot, and I wish I would have played it sooner because it is super freaking cool. It is like a it's almost hard to describe. It is like a pocket-sized Souls-like. So each one of the levels is almost like a diorama. Like you're basically put into just like this square essentially, and each square has like its own little like kind of theme type thing with trees or like wooded areas or whatever, and you basically just clear out this single diorama square thing, and then you move on to the next thing. I wouldn't call it a roguelite, but it does have a some elements of that. Essentially, like every time you beat, an area, you kind of have this like map that kind of draws a line from one area to the next. It doesn't have like branching paths, at least what I've seen so far it's just kind of okay. Now you beat this one. Now you're moving on to this one. But it it it's just it's really fun to play, and it is very. I said lo-fi up front, and it is like super lo-fi. Like your character is like a stick figure essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's got style. Like it has like it's it's moody, it's atmospheric. It's just it goes to show that you don't always have to have like the highest end graphics and stuff to really make a good game. I mean, it's just like if you zoom in on your character, I mean, it's like a little dude from like almost like an Atari game. It is so like his head is just a
Mm-hmm.
block and his arms just but it animates so well. It plays super well. I mean, for an indie title, this is the kind of game you want when you talk about like an indie game or like an indie gem because what they've done with this super low poly style is I, impressive.
Yeah,
I think
I
so.
agree.
It is very tough. It's quite challenging, like Souls like style games are, but it is so quick to throw you back into the action if you die that like I never really got frustrated, and that's kind of been one of my issues with Souls likes in the past is like, I feel like I make some progress and stuff, and then I get killed, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go do all that stuff again. With this, it's just like, nope, nope, you died. Jump right back into the same level you were just in, and I mean, you can clear each one of these levels in 20 seconds if you're good. Some of them do get a little bit longer, just because enemies kind of like respawn or kind of come up out of the ground, and like I think the stage isn't over until you basically dispatched everyone on screen. But if you die, you just okay restart. You do gain like items throughout your runs. There's as simple as like a health vial or a charm that may increase like your dodge window or your parry window. There's like necklaces and things like that. So if you do die, you do lose that, and you can regain those if you beat the level on the next try. If you don't, then you just lose those for good. But none of the stuff, at least so far, has felt like so important that I can't lose it. Like it's just it's punishing in its like actual gameplay, but not in its like well we're just going to punish you because you're not good and we're going to take all your stuff away. I never felt like well I don't want to continue because I needed that item. They're just smaller things, and the items keep coming. So like you may have this like necklace and you're like, "Oh god, I want to hold on to that." And you may lose it, and then two runs later you get like a bracelet that kind of does the same thing. So I I just didn't want to like that to turn people off like, "Well, I don't want to lose my stuff." You're going to and you're going to get more. Like it's not like world ending if you lose your stuff. So yeah, but I mean, you basically have a sword, a shield, and you can have a light attack, heavy attack. You can dodge roll, and you can parry. And I will say, like, I've never been a big parry guy in my games. I would rather dodge roll. I have learned to parry because you need to parry in this game a lot. Parry window is pretty short, but you start to learn, these attack patterns and stuff. And actually gotten pretty decent at parrying
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
There's enemies that fire like projectiles and stuff at you, and literally the only way to like dispatch some of them is to parry. You basically bounce the item back to the enemy. Sometimes it hits other enemies on the way back, which is really cool. I've killed enemies just from uh hitting a projectile back towards the person that shot it. And some of these enemies too, like you can't physically reach them. Like sometimes you're on these like, oh, I don't know, like docks and stuff, like next to a water, and like something will come up out of the water and shoot stuff at you. Your character physically can't walk down into the water, so you have to get rid of them by hitting their own projectiles back at them. On top of that, you're trying to work on that while you're got multiple other enemies, coming at you. So it can be tense, but I've been having a ton of fun with this. I mean, very very simplistic art style, basically black and white, except for like the blood and like the health bars and stuff like that. But it just works, man. It's super fun. Oh, and I wanted to shout out the sound in this game. It is phenomenal. Not only the sounds of like the combat, like the sword, like just when it hits things, it has such a satisfying sound. The like the sounds of these enemies coming out of like the woods. Sometimes the trees will crackle as enemies are kind of coming up through them. There's like these underwater like tentacle monsters, and they make this like bubbling sound when they're about to pop. It I don't feel like I shout out sound, design enough in games, but this one really, really stood out
Mhm.
for me and thought it was super, super well done. Even like the leveling up, like it's almost like a bell, like somebody banged on like a bell or a gong or something, and it's so simple, but it's just so like
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. I love it. It just fits, and yeah, I definitely wanted to shout out the sound in this game. So but
I,
yeah, I'm a couple hours into this
yeah,
and actually enjoying it, and I have been going back to it. So
absolutely. That's awesome.
yeah,
I love that you
yep,
brought up sound as well, because sound is something I agree is like, I think is overlooked by the
it is.
grand audience, because bad sound can ruin a good game, but great sound can like amplify a mid game. Like
Yep,
it's very interesting, and it's not something a lot of people like pay attention to. Like there's so many people that will play games with music in and not even like give the sound of the game a chance.
yep,
And I just encourage you guys to do that from time to time. Sometimes you're gonna be disappointed, but when a game's sound is done very well, it's hard to beat. Like it's
it's
really kind of
yeah,
special thing. That's cool. This
it
game
just
does it.
stands out. Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
does it well. Yeah,
I love the aesthetic. I'm a sucker for old. I don't know what they call. What have we been calling these? Re, modern. What have we been? Red. I don't remember what we've been calling these. But
it's
it's like
yeah,
retro. It's
I
a
know what you're.
retro style, but
Yes,
modernized.
but with a it's like a modern polish
Yeah.
on top of it, like, 'cause, like, if you saw, like, a still image of this or something without any movement, you might be like, "Okay, is it real, like, clunky? Is it, like does your character just kinda, like" you know?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's very smooth,
Mm-hmm.
it's the type of game that, like, you know, games that looked like this back in like the 80s or 90s would die if they could actually make it
Yeah.
play like this. It just
Good
couldn't
point.
happen at the time. So now you can do that kind of stuff. So you can bring that retro look into the modern era, and just make a fantastic little indie gem.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the character literally looks like it could have been ripped out of a Atari 2600 game,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
but the animation is beautiful. It's like
yep,
masterfully done. So
yep,
it's like a hybrid, but it works. It's really cool.
yeah.
And I love the way that it's done. I also love the developer kind of using the diorama style for the tiles. It almost, I feel like it would take away from the game a little bit if it was kind of like more of like an open world
Yeah,
kind of thing. So the fact that he kind of stuck true to like the pixel art by using basically a large pixel as a diorama to fight in is really well done. And it's just, if you think about like indie dev limitations,
oh yeah,
using this to his advantage and almost having it be better because of it is a phenomenal idea. Um, I just
yep,
think there's a lot of
yep,
cool ideas. There's a lot of things I'm seeing in here that I fucking dig. So I'm really
yeah.
happy with it. Really cool that you
But not
brought.
only is it like, each like I said, each stage is its own little diorama, and it's not like the diorama sits still and you literally just walk across it. If you move your character to the corners, the whole thing kind of shifts and like gives you slightly different perspective on things. It's just fun, man, and it's just for like this small team, um, what they've done here, I think is pretty damn cool.
Absolutely.
So
I mean,
yeah,
think of, I don't know. This shit just blows me away because this game started as nothing. right? So they had to
Yeah.
come up with all these ideas, and it's
Yeah.
just seems like a perfect fit for what they were trying to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. And
So I think it's great.
this is old too. This came back out in 2019, and
Hey,
it's one
that's
of
what we
those that
do here.
I know, but I'm assuming it probably flew under the radar a little bit
I've
at the
never
beginning until
never heard of it.
people got yeah. Yeah, it's still flying under the radar.
Yep.
But yeah, it's very well done. So it came out for the Switch in 2023. So I
Okay.
probably picked this up last year and just never got around to it until now. And
Well,
I'm glad
great.
I did.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I love not to another game we're going to be talking about, but I love the red touches in the black and
Yes.
whiteness.
Yes. Yes.
I think I
It works.
remember talking about a specific game where we said maybe if they just added splashes, it would
Yeah.
feel a little
I
nicer.
I
Can't
remember
remember.
that game too. I think we
Might
might
talk.
touch on that a little
Huh,
bit. Yeah.
okay, interesting.
Yep. Hmm.
But no, I think this game looks dope. Again, Jason, the
It is.
king of finding modern hidden gems. Because
These
again,
weird little games, man.
I've never heard of this. Now I want to play this.
Yep.
$9.99 PC and Switch.
On sale a lot too, from what I've seen. So
yeah,
but even $10, man, it's totally worth it. Like I said, I think I've got like an hour and a half or so into this. You go through like the series of stages, and then there's usually like some sort of boss fight at the end, and then you kind of move on to the next like biome area and stuff. And it is still all kind of black and white, but it does change up enough. Like there's like marsh areas, there's like, heavily wooded areas. It's all kind of that kind of woody kind of, creepy woods and swamps and stuff kind of feel, but and the enemies change in the different biomes and stuff too. So you kind of have to learn the new enemies attack patterns and stuff. So it's just fun.
Jason just keeps getting one baby step closer to playing a full blown Souls like
Full on Souls like.
with every episode. Just one little step forward. And we may have, this is the first time we've talked all day. So
yeah, right.
There may be some news coming out about a specific Souls like on the Switch too that's performing very well.
Yeah. We'll touch on that.
Okay.
Touch on that.
All right.
Way to tease them. Way to tease them.
All right, let's move on from here. Yeah, this game looks dope. It is.
Yeah, it is.
I double checked your work on PC and Switch. It is only PC and Switch, so that's a bummer for me. Definitely could play. I mean, this is a Steam Deck game.
That's what I thought I saw, but
this is a Steam Deck game 1,000%.
Oh, 1,000%.
So yeah, I can definitely play it there.
That's very surprising. Yeah,
isn't it? Just surprising.
Yeah, still surprising. Play this on your Steam Deck. I think it would be awesome.
I'm still playing. We're gonna be tangenting. I'm still playing Vampire Crawlers a little bit. The game's all right. I don't think that game's as good. I don't think it's as good. It's just not as good as Survivors.
Yeah, and it's funny because it can't. It obviously it was like pretty hyped up because it was the next game by the Vampire Survivors people. So like when it first kind of came out, it was talked about a lot, and then I feel like it kind of faded away much faster than Vampire Survivors ever did. So
figured it would just because of the shift to a card game. I figured it would just fade.
I know. Yeah.
But I should play Slay the Spire 2 some more too. Anyway.
Yeah.
We're getting off topic. All right. So
who cares?
If you can't tell, I still sound like shit. So I was looking for comfort games this week. So I bought this game called CYGNI, All Guns Blazing.
And it's so comforting, isn't it?
Oh my God, what a nightmare. I've talked to Jason about wanting a shmup, and I've asked him, like, have you played any shmups? Shmups are vertical or horizontal space shooters, bullet hells, bullets flying everywhere.
Yeah, where shmup gets its name.
Yes, correct. So I was like, do you have any recommendations? I kind of want one because I've been big into Galaga, and Galaga is a space shooter, not a shmup.
Yeah. And I'll just say that like shmups aren't haven't ever really been my thing. I love like twin stick shooters and stuff like that, but actual shmups isn't. So yeah, you were like, "Do you know of anything good?" And I really didn't have
Yeah.
much to tell you, so you kind of had to go out on your own and find something, and you sure did.
Oh, I sure did. So this is on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC. CYGNI All Guns Blazing. So I looked up shmup on the store, and this is made by Konami. So one of the only devs that really supports this genre still in the year of our Lord 2026. But I was a little skeptical because the trailer only showed cinematic, a cinematic cutscene, no gameplay. And then you could tab over to the screenshots, and then it showed it was, in fact, a shmup. But I was like, man, this game kind of looks cool, so I'm going to buy it. And this is the hardest game I've ever fucking played in my entire life. There is not a game that comes anywhere close to this game. Like everybody says the Souls likes are the high bar standard. No, not even close.
No.
Nothing. This is unbelievable how difficult this game is. So to break it down, yes, it is just your standard shoot 'em up game where you control a little ship, but it's brutally fast. The enemies are brutally fast. You are brutally fast. And there is about 15 different mechanics that you have to juggle. I guess it's just the mechanical depth episode for me. Normally I play games with no mechanical depth, and this week I've got fucking everything has too much mechanical depth. But to break down the gameplay, you control this ship. And in shmups, usually when you kill enemies, they'll drop a power up or a pickup. In this game, same thing. They drop pickups. However, they become pips on a radial menu underneath your ship. If you do not do anything with it, it's just an extra shield. So it's an extra hit you can take. However, you can use the bumpers to assign your shield as weapon damage. So you can reduce the amount of shields you have to gain your attack power. So that's the first mechanic. You're constantly trying to do as much damage as possible to clear the screen, because if you just have one attack power, you can't kill anything. So you almost have to allocate into your damage a lot and leave like one shield at all times. So you're constantly fucking hitting the bumpers, taking damage, readjusting, hitting the bumpers, and it's a fucking nightmare. But anyway, you're doing that. Then there is air attacks and ground attacks. So there's ground enemies and air enemies. So you constantly have to switch back and forth between targeting the ground and targeting the air, which again overcomplicates this, I think. You do have a full screen white bomb, so to speak, that will clear the enemies in your vicinity. So that's like the easiest mechanic in the game. But like the attacking is all done manually. You have to aim like your beam, like you have to like point it and stuff, which again is just like another level of complexity on top of all the other complexities. And this game is designed in a way that, usually in these games, you just don't want to take any damage. And you don't want to take damage here either, because in a cause and effect sort of way, it reduces your damage. But this game is impossible to play flawlessly. Impossible. You will not play this game without taking damage. If there's someone online that's done it, they need to go outside and touch grass. I'm sure that there is.
Prove it.
But unbelievably hard. So your shield work and your weapon switching, and that's like the main thing with this game. It's so much to keep track of in a game that's as difficult and complex as this game is, though. So I have a hard time like talking about this game because I really am like new to shmups as a whole. I love Galaga, and I keep saying that, but that's not a shmup. Like it's a space shooter. It's very different.
But it kind of set the kind of groundwork for what shmups have become.
Yes. I mean, it started with Space Invaders,
Yeah.
Galaxian, Galaga, and then it's evolved into this thing now. And you know, shmups are very niche nowadays. You don't hear anyone talking about shmups unless they're like a real old school gamer. But basically, this is just an example of a genre that has progressed so far beyond a base level player's perspective. It's
Yeah.
almost impossible to get into. And I don't know how to, like, I don't think a easy shmup would sell. So they have no choice but to make these for the
Oh, sure.
absolute diehard crazy
Yeah.
psychos. So like it makes sense. For this game, I beat one mission. It took me 2 hours to beat one mission,
Holy shit.
and the mission is 20 minutes long. 20 minutes long for one mission. One life if you die. Beginning.
Oh, fuck that.
So hard.
I
So
can't. Yeah.
fucking hard.
I'm just watching the gameplay and getting stressed out. Like
Yeah,
it's so much going on, and on top, like you said, on top of the fact that it is just a challenging game, you have the mechanics and stuff
yeah,
to worry about. This is too much, man.
yeah. It's the
It looks
opposite.
beautiful.
Oh yeah, they did a great job. Konami.
It looks
It looks great.
fantastic, but
The explosions look great. Yeah, this game looks good.
yeah,
It's the opposite of a
but
Souls like in a lot of ways. Like Souls likes the way I love Souls likes for their mechanical simplicity, but forcing the player to get very good at just the mechanics, right?
the core mechanics.
Right. Just what's
Mhm.
on offer. You have to become an expert at what is there. But there's nothing
Yep.
like overly complex in terms of button combinations and things like that. This is like harder than a Souls like with the addition of mechanical complexity.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's no way I'm beating this game. There's probably no way I'm talking about this game again. But I still thought I would bring it because
Yeah.
it is a pretty fucking game. Like you got to
Yeah.
admit that. But
Oh, for sure.
is it
Just
pretty enough to kill yourself over? Probably not.
no,
Probably.
no. This would be a control breaker for me for sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Wouldn't recommend.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would recommend. Even like shmup sickos probably wouldn't recommend this to other people. It's just like this is made for a sicko in a dead genre.
The hardest of hardcore. Yeah.
Yeah. But
This looks nuts.
it's cool, but
Is it?
a
No, I mean it is.
I think it's I'm glad like you're never gonna get me to be like, why are they making this games in this genre anymore and shit? Like, cause it's for somebody loves this
Oh,
game. There's
for
somebody
sure.
out there. And for that person, I'm so happy that you have it.
Yeah.
Boy, it ain't for me. Holy fuck.
Yeah. More
It ain't
power
for
to
me.
you, but right.
I'll
Yeah,
just
this
stick
looks
to 1943 and
nuts.
Gunbird and
Yeah.
easy fucking old school arcade shmups. I learned a
Holy
very valuable
crap.
lesson here.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes to show, like you talked about Space Invaders and Galaga, and that's kind of like how these things got started. But as technology is kind of moved on, shmups have kind of been pushed aside a little bit because developers are able to do so much more, with games, and this is just kind of how they have advanced in the, you know, what started as a Galaga or Space Invaders. It's just they're just now able to do so much more with the technology and stuff, but maybe too much because this has gotten
Yeah.
so complex.
Yeah.
I'm good.
That just ties back to what I said. I think this is a genre for absolute sickos. Like, if you've been playing shmups since 1943 and that's your favorite genre and you buy every shmup, you're probably fine at this game. But like, as a newbie coming into the
Yeah.
genre, you don't stand a fucking chance.
Yeah,
And don't
right.
stand a fucking chance. And like, and again, I'm not even saying that as a negative because I certainly would not gamble on a shmup in 2026 that's beginner friendly. Like that is just not where my brain would go as a first
Right.
project if I was going to make one. So like,
Yes. That totally makes sense because I mean, the people that are into this, they don't want like a super simple, shmup, but you're not going to get, the sales and stuff that, why build a game if, no one's going to play it because your audience that you're going to try to shoot for it. This is probably close to what they want. Maybe this is a little bit on the hardcore side, but like, yeah, you're going to have to develop a game for an audience you know is out there, but they're
Mhm.
gonna want a particular type of experience. So
It's very weird though, actually, now that I think about what we're talking about, because this game is so niche. I wonder how it sold or how well it did, because it is
I was
so niche. Like it's
gonna ask you that.
very niche.
Hmm.
Um, and not only niche, but then they're catering to that niche. So it's
Right.
like
Yes.
extra niche.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I haven't heard
I
anybody talk
mean,
about this game. I just found it.
I've
I was
never
like, hell yeah.
never heard of it. I saw you'd put it in there, and I purposely didn't look it up because I had no idea what this was. And yep, it's a
Yeah.
game.
Well, I'm never talking about shmups on this show again. I learned a very valuable
You got your
lesson.
fix.
Yeah, yeah. 2 hours on one level. Yeah, I got my
You're
fix.
like,
Yeah, I got my
if this
fix.
is what a shmup is,
Yeah,
I'm good.
I
Maybe I
learned.
wasn't missing anything.
Yeah, no. I was just like I said,
Good
Gunbird's
lord.
easy. I can play through Gunbird.
Well,
Anyway,
true.
oh my god. Anyway,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
CYGNI. Beautiful game. Unbelievably hard. Check it out if you want
Okay.
$30.
Yeah.
Or don't. You can do it's your choice. You're an adult. Make your own
Right.
choices.
Right.
All right, everybody prepare your everybody take your Dramamine because we're all about to get motion sick.
So yeah, you're gonna get motion sick for one, and two, I'm flipping the script on a very difficult game to a incredibly easy pick up and play. Anybody can play it unless you are prone to get motion sick because the whole freaking okay, I'm back up. This is called Tilt It Golf, and it is a labyrinth style mini golf game essentially, and it like the whole instead of like putting through a course, you're the whole what am I trying to say here? The whole play area
Mm-hmm.
shifts
Yeah.
and tilts. Like the background actually stays in place and the whole hole or whatever you're on moves around. And I want to preface this. I so you ever seen the movie Labyrinth?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, it's got David Bowie and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, as a kid, I loved that movie. It was one of my favorite movies to the point where like my parents bought me an actual wooden labyrinth, like this big box thing with like two tilt controls, like one for the horizontal movement and one for the vertical movement, and you basically rolled a marble around this course, and I played that thing all the time. Just a thing I could put on my lap and move it around. So when I'd heard about this game, and I was like, oh my god, it looks like I'm playing a labyrinth, but I'm playing mini golf. So if it wasn't for my interest in that type of thing, I may have been like, this looks cool, but I really have no interest. I decided to give this give this one a shot, and it's fun. I mean, it's very very simple. But like Cam said up front, if you're prone to motion sickness, it is
Let me
constant.
let me
What?
when you're playing the game, it's not this like
No,
abhorrent. So like it's just the footage.
it's the
The
footage.
footage is like holy fuck. But like
Yes.
don't like look at the visuals of it. Like and if you're actually playing the game, it's not going to be this like ungodly if you're not controlling the
So
stick. Anyway.
100% because I'm watching this myself. This is my gameplay, and I'm getting a little bit of a feeling just watching it. But you don't feel it when you're playing it because you're focused on the ball. You're
Mm-hmm.
trying to just move, and when you're visual, like when you're seeing it, plus the combination of knowing that you're making the movements, it doesn't affect you
Right.
like just sitting back and watching somebody play this. Because I'm like, what's going to happen next? When you're in control of it, it didn't bother me at all. It's just watching it is a lot. I fully understand that. So, but just a simple, I this is pretty new. It came out June 15th. of this year, and I'm like, it's like $4 or $5 or something like that. I gave it a chance, and there's like 300 levels. I
Hmm.
mean, it's jam packed. There's like you go through like I don't know. There's like 6 or 8 of them, like kind of in a row, and then you get like a score at the very end of those 6, and then you go on to the next biome or whatever. They're all kind of similar. I mean, there's like nighttime areas, there's like beachy type scenes, there's ones that incorporate water and sand traps and stuff like that. So it's kind of it kind of tries to incorporate golf a little bit into a more labyrinth style game. But yeah, they're all kind of similar and simple. But yeah, I don't really know what else to even say about this. It's just a simple. Oh, so it has motion controls. So you can literally, I'm playing this on the Switch. So you can take your Switch and just kind of hold it flat and literally just no buttons at all. Just move the Switch around and get the ball to the hole. And you don't even have to press a button when you get to the hole. So like that, I thought that was kind of cool. Like if you can, I mean, you can hold it like flat if you wanted to, and just move it around. And the only time you'd have to press a button is when you clear those. I think there's 6 or 8. I can't remember. And then you just press a button to move on to the next thing. I will say I immediately went to that setting. I think it actually defaulted to stick controls. And I'm like, nope, this is the kind of game I feel like I want to like have that labyrinth style feel that I loved as a kid. And I played a few levels like that, but ultimately I did end up going back to the stick controls because of everything's timed. So you're on a timer like the whole time, and I could move everything so much faster with the sticks. If it wasn't for the time, I would have probably stuck with that and just kind of had fun just going through each one of these levels. But the fact that you're scored at the end on how fast you were able to get through these, I was just so much faster with the stick controls. So I kind of went back to that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense. I
There's
mean,
not a whole lot really to say.
no,
You
I
kind of
love when
see
you bring
everything.
this shit. I love it. I love this stuff,
Jesus
dude.
Christ.
Makes me so happy.
It's
Yeah, it's funny you say that because
so
when you
weird.
actually like think about it, it makes sense why stick controls would be easier because if you think about all these movements that are making every one of us sick, trying to do that with your fucking Switch.
Yes. Yes. It was. I
Yeah,
was
so,
like, and there's like sensitivity in it, and like the default one was pretty like loose. I was like turning it like I'm like, oh come on, ball
yeah,
freaking roll.
yeah,
So I would turn it way up, and then I was like, I'm like,
yeah.
okay, back to the sticks.
Oh yeah.
So
Games on
just
PC and Switch, $5. What a
yeah,
bargain. 300 levels that's a lot of levels. I mean, they put their
it's a
time in.
lot, but they're all. I mean, each you get through one in like I mean 10 seconds
Yeah,
maybe if you're decent. But yeah, there's the 300 is a good amount. So
for $5. I mean, that's great.
fuck yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that, to be
I
honest.
know. I'm
No,
I'm kind of watching it and being like, all right, I got to look
yeah,
away for a
dude,
second.
I'm just making fun of it. Like it's
I
all
know.
good. It's just like holy fuck.
hmm
This game
I actually
screams.
didn't.
Hmm?
I didn't think about that until you mentioned that. You're like it doesn't affect you the same if you're playing it, but
Yeah,
really like when you're watching it, you're like, oh my god,
yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it's very similar to we didn't talk about this before, maybe. Super Monkey Ball, like when you're playing that, the
Oh
environment
yeah.
tilts and shifts and stuff. So if you're
Yep.
not actually playing it, it kind of gives you the same vibe. Not nearly as
Yep.
egregious as this because you're seeing
No.
the whole play field at
The
once.
whole yes,
And that's
exactly.
kind of why it looks so jarring, but it's not going to, it's very important to reiterate. It's not going to feel that way if you have some interest in playing the game. It's just like,
Right.
it comes off in the footage that way, but it's not
Yes.
representative of the way that it actually feels to play.
Right. I got no sense of motion sickness or anything like like actually playing it. It's
Yeah,
just like we said, when you watch it, it
yeah,
tells a different story.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Is there any like customs, like any ball unlocks or anything? Nothing.
Not that I've
No.
seen.
Yeah.
No, I think it's literally just to go through the levels. I mean, when you think about it to its core, it's pretty simplistic, but
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, that's totally cool. I don't know.
yeah,
This seems like a mobile game. It's not on mobile. It's PC Switch, I guess. So,
yeah. That's what from what I've seen.
which is fine.
Yeah, this
It,
could totally be a mobile game.
absolutely. But it does have that mobile style HUD
Ugh,
between the
yes,
levels, which just
don't love
screams,
it.
it just screams gross. But I mean, I don't know how
Yes.
else you would fix it. So it's not a big
Well,
deal, but it's just there.
it's not, but it is 100% mobile feel when you get to the end. And even like the aesthetic of like it is like very simple, but it kind of has this like um kind of I don't even know how to describe it, but like very like soft edged kind of feel to like everything. And then you go to the HUD at the end and it's just like it it 3 stars
Yeah.
and very, very simple, like, I feel like they could have done a little bit more
Yeah.
with that. I know you're looking at it for, like, 2 seconds and then you're on to the next thing, but I still feel like they could have done a little bit more
Yeah.
with that. So,
I don't know. The game looks unique and cool.
it's unique.
It's another little hidden indie Jason
I
specialty.
I just I just wanna say, like, I said it at the beginning, like, I'm trying to get through other things, so these are
Right.
simple little pickup. I still wanted stuff to talk about, but I just picked 2 that are, like and the 2 I just realized the 2 that I picked are both, like, single screen
Yeah. Yeah.
things. Everything happens on one
You
one screen.
could
I
probably
didn't
take that to a
I didn't do
psychologist
that on
and they can
purpose,
give you
but
something.
right, yeah,
Your
yeah,
world's
what's
too
wrong with me?
big, Jason. You need to narrow it
You
down.
need to you need to bring you need to focus in. Good lord.
One screen at a time.
I don't know if I'd want to hear what a psychologist has to say
No,
about me.
me either. No way. Uh, Tilted Golf, check it out. $4.99. PC Switch.
Yep.
All right. Last game, new game that we're covering this week. Not new at all. We've talked about Need for Speed Heat about 15 times on this podcast. It's finally time to give it the love it deserves on this podcast. And it could not come at a worse time because, as we discussed last week, Criterion was rebranded as a Battlefield studio. And I floated the idea that that means Need for Speed is probably dead. Well,
You sure did,
news
and
has come out this week. I was unfortunately right. And so
mhm.
Burnout is gone and Need for Speed is gone. They're on an indefinite hiatus. Um,
What
which
the
means
fuck?
they're never coming back because they don't have a dev. So they're
Ugh.
not coming back. So, anyways, terrible tragedy. But anyway,
Yep.
all the poo-poo aside, Need for Speed Heat is the best Need for Speed game on the market. I will die on
100%.
that hill. It is such a good game.
I'll die with you.
Yeah, it is an incredibly good Need for Speed game. It puts every element into the game perfectly. They're literally Need for Speed's always kind of been the street arcade racing game. And it's always just been very linear. Go here, do race here, get race done, get money, buy car, that's kind of the whole loop. It's been that way for 20 years, probably at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
But Heat does a lot of great things mechanically with the systems to separate itself. And it's honestly unrivaled, in my opinion, to this day. Nothing's come close. And yes, I'm going to include the Horizon games. I think this game has a better gameplay loop than the Horizon games by a million miles. So
Yep.
let me break it down. So you have day races and night races in Need for Speed Heat. During the day, you race for money. So you get your standard cash that you can use to buy new vehicles, upgrades, liveries, all the fun stuff you can
All
always
the
do.
stuff.
Yeah, in Need for Speed. But at night is where this game really shines. Instead of earning cash at night for races, you earn reputation. And this reputation goes into a level up system And the further you level up with your reputation, the more unlocks you get. So performance part unlocks, and a bunch of other things. So you have to compete in both day and night events because you have to do the night events to actually unlock the performance upgrades you want, but then you have to race during the day to buy said upgrade. So you're kind of always balancing the two. And then also at night, the heat system gets introduced, and the heat system is all based on how long you stay out. So if you complete a race, you're going to get a modest amount of heat increase, and they level up from 1 to 5. That is basically your wanted level, right? That's the best gaming comparison you can say.
Yeah.
At level 1, cops are pretty passive. At level 5, they're brutally hard.
Brutal.
Yeah, brutally hard.
And they just keep coming.
Yeah,
it's like their police force just like multiplies.
Yep. And they start deploying heavily armored massive SUVs like helicopters, and it goes fucking supercar cops and a bunch of stuff. It goes crazy at the end, you know, at the top of the heat range. Mm-hmm. But at night, you're constantly balancing how much do I want to push it? And the tension is built so perfect in this game. It could not have been done better. Like you constantly feel the pressure at night, and you always kind of have that balance, and you always kind of get to the point where you're like, you know, I can do one more. Like I'm at heat level 3. My car's pretty quick in a straight line. I know I can get away maybe. So I'm going to push it and do one more race. And then of course, during that race, the cops are going to pull up on you, and then you're going to have a 15-minute cop chase to end the night. And it's always like almost beautifully cinematic in a way. Like it just works incredibly well. And then the limiting factor at night is your damage. You obviously take damage. You can go through gas stations to repair. You only get 2 repairs a night, so you got to use them very strategically.
Yep.
But I think Need for Speed Heat at night is the best arcade racing experience in gaming, flat out, period.
Yeah.
I think it is perfect. Like the tension is there. The gameplay itself in this game is incredibly, incredibly well done. If you make modest little tiny tweaks for each car, that's my one complaint about the game. You have to go in, by default, the drift setting is set to gas. So you have to double tap the gas and it'll kick the ass out. If you just go in there and change the drift setting from gas to brake, it will feel like every other Need for Speed you've ever played.
Yep.
So
I don't know why they decided to set that as the default.
I don't either.
Not as smooth as tapping the brake. I mean, that's how all these games
work. So it's
always, they just wanted to try something different, but
there's no way to set that for like your account. So it always sets your car to brake drift. You have to set it for each car. Basically, you buy a new car, you go into the world, you hit right on the D-pad, it opens this menu. You scroll down to live tuning, and then you set it to brake. But once you do that, mechanically the game is incredibly tight, very well done. And it's really the pinnacle of arcade racing games. But boy, is it sad playing it now, knowing it's gone.
That's what I was gonna say. It is so good, and then to think that like we're not gonna see this anymore is so disappointing.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Like I mean, because what was the last? It was Unbound the last.
It was
Need for Speed in it, and it was okay. It's not as good as
they went
this,
too
but like,
fucking weird with Unbound for me personally. It's so weedy. Yeah. You know, like I like my arcade racing games, but I don't like animated like effects on my tire.
Yes,
like
that's so weird.
They just went way too far away with it. But anyway,
and they really like it came out like kind of around or shortly after like I always use the Spider-Man, like the Spider-Verse, style of like kind of that like that aesthetic and stuff. And so Unbound, like, I mean, if you just looked at it without the effects, it kind of looks like a normal racer. But then like you drift, and the smoke is this weird kind of like animated thing on top of what a semi-realistic look, and It was okay. It was just kind of weird. Plus it just didn't play as tight, I don't think, as this does.
No, and you mentioned this when we talked about it before, but a lot of what I didn't like in Unbound that I love here is the map. I think that Palm City in this game rules. It's so good.
It's so good. It's
Yeah,
like its own character
yeah,
almost. Like the map is it's just so well done. It's not overly huge. It's big enough, but like you learn the map, and like I always felt like I knew where I was, and I knew, especially when it came to the night races, and I did want to kind of push it. I knew kind of where I was at and where I was driving and where I could get away and stuff, and it just yeah, this is one of the best like open world racing maps I've ever played. Sorry, I didn't mean
yeah.
to
No,
step
you're
on your toes there,
no, no,
but
you're right. I wanted you to because you brought that up earlier. But yeah, literally, it becomes it does become its own character, and that only amplifies the night events because you know where you're at without looking at the map. So
yep,
you know, like back alleys and weird things you
yep,
can do to fuck the cops up and trip them up a little bit. And that's all just done with world is. I think a lot of this shit happened on accident because Need for Speed's kind of been in the shits prior to this game and stuff like that before
yeah,
this came out. But this game was like a golden egg. Like I don't like everything
yes,
about this game
yes,
is so
yeah,
special to me. It's a all time game. You know, I loved Need for Speed Underground 2. I praised the ever loving fuck out of that game until I replayed it. But this is literally just modern Underground 2. Like Underground 2, but way better. It's got like all of the
yeah,
same goofy customization that I loved in Underground 2, which was my favorite part of Underground 2. It has all of that, but it's just a much better game.
right.
Um, other than that weird live tuning thing. But like,
Well, yeah,
yeah, this is a game. It gets my highest marks in the racing genre. This is another thing we've talked about. Like, I love racing games passionately, but they're never
mhm,
going to be like on my in my top 10 of all time because there's this the bar is not as high as it is for
yes,
a narrative type of game. But this is
yep.
my all time favorite racing game. Um, it gets my highest honors without question.
It could be my favorite racing game. I haven't I'd have to really kinda look into it. It's definitely my favorite Need for Speed
Oh yeah,
game.
I think
I will definitely say that, but it definitely could be up there. I mean, this game hooked me from the get-go, and God, I need to play I should play this again. I mean, and it looks like it still holds up. I mean, and it
yeah.
still looks pretty beautiful. This came out back in
COVID
2020?
years. Yep.
COVID years. Yeah,
2020.
yeah, yeah.
It's going to age kind
So,
of bad, I think. I mean,
yeah,
you can see it starting to age a little bit here and there,
okay.
but I'll always keep it
Yeah.
as long as I keep the license.
Yeah, exactly. Before they
Good
decide to pull
Lord.
that.
Yeah. There is
Got it.
licensed music in here, dude.
I should play it before it gets pulled. That's so sad, man.
It's
I
the
hate that
worst. Fucking
shit. I mean,
terrible.
yeah, it's terrible. And why
Honest.
can't they, instead of like pulling this stuff, because a lot of it does come down to like licensed music and stuff, can't they like patch it with this, I don't know,
Yeah, you would
generic
think, but they don't give two
tunes or
fucks about
something?
us, dude. They don't give
Yeah,
two
that's so
shits about us.
stupid.
It is stupid.
You pay the money to play these games, and I mean, and look at it, listen to us talk about like how much we love this. I mean, you would think even no, you wouldn't, because like you just said, they don't fucking care. But like, I would just feel like as a developer myself, if like I knew that my game was still like beloved and stuff, and like people are gonna keep playing this, and like instead of pulling it, like do something to keep people invested. But then again, people have already paid the money for it. They don't care.
It's terrible.
Yuck. Yuck.
And I mean, it's not the dev's
Anyway,
fault. It's the suit's
I
fault.
know
So
yeah, right. Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
I,
Anyway,
I
yeah, we
doubt
don't need to.
anybody. I mean, it's not even worth going into.
No.
Well, Ghost Games made this. This was their last project with the Need for Speed franchise before they got booted and it kicked Criterion, and then now it's dead. But I don't think Ghost does anything anymore. I'm pretty sure it was a
No.
subsidiary of EA that got closed.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to chase a physical PS4 copy of this, honestly, just so that way I can future proof it, because I don't want to lose this one. This is like my Underground 2. I'm definitely gonna come back to this in the future and want to. And if it's not there, I'm gonna be disappointed. Anyway, check it out, guys. It is still $60, but I've seen this on sale for like $5 for like 10 out of the 12 months of a year.
That is a steal and a half.
Absolutely. It's so worth it. So good. You will love this game. Oh, I will mention, for us arcade racing fanatics, hard is not hard in this game.
No.
We kind of smoke.
I played it on hard as well.
We smoke it. But that doesn't take away from it for me at all.
No.
It's just really a 10 out of 10 racing game. I love it. I love it.
So good. So good.
That's that. That's our new games for the week. We got follow-ups to do. So, Jason, what do you got for me?
Okay, so as embarrassing as this is, because this game's been out forever and nobody's talking about it anymore, but I don't care. I finally rolled credits on Mouse PI. Thanks. The like film noir detective mouse first person shooter type of game, and I did enjoy it. It's just it felt okay. So I looked, it was like 16 hours or something like that when I looked, and I'm like 16. I felt like they played this game for 40 hours, but it was the game that like I'd play a level or two or something and then play something else, and it keeps introducing new areas and new quests and stuff like that I felt like I'd been playing this forever, but I finally rolled credits on it, and it gets weird at the end, like super weird. You go to like hell and like to like this alternate dimension and stuff where you're like almost inside this like clock, and like it kind of turns it even slightly into a platformer at some points, because you're jumping through these like just floating things, like almost like you're in a dream and stuff. I'm like, what is happening? Like where did this come from? As much as they wanted to stick to that like black and white film noir kind of like detective story, it gets fucking weird at the end. And we had talked about how like you're like, wouldn't just like a dash of color kind of like do something? And I'm like, I totally agree, but they wanted to kind of stick to that feel, but then they fucking go crazy with it at the end. I I will say though, there is a section at the end where you open this door. It is in one of the kind of like, it's not really a dream sequence. It's just, I don't even know how to describe it. You're just like going through this other world area, and you open this door and it's full color. Full color, and it's gorgeous.
Oh man.
It is. I don't know if it's gorgeous because of the fact that it's the first time you're seeing true color in this. Either way, it's like when you go in here and you're like, "Oh my god, like this is," and it's kind of like it's like a Wizard of Oz type theme. It's like a yellow brick road that you're going down, and like all the trees and the flowers and everything's like so bright. I'm like, "Good lord, this looks beautiful." But it's just so weird. Like, and it's just this one area, and then you leave it, and it's like, okay, well that was cool. But just wanted to say I finally saw the end of it, and I had to like, Cam has been telling me to do this with my games. I struggle with not doing everything that you possibly can do in a game, and like when you go back to like your detective like office is in like this kind of like hub world kind of area. You can go run around and talk to NPCs and like get side quests and stuff, and it's where you have like your detective board where you put up all your clues and stuff like that. You when you're in that area, when you're in that hub, you can see all of your available tasks or quests or whatever like on the side, and I still had like 8 or 9 different things on the side that I could go and do, and I'm like, and I was trying to go through them all, and I finally was like, you know what? Cam said sometimes you just have to just go for the goal, and that's what I finally ended up doing. It's just going going for the main quest line and stuff. And a lot of the stuff, the extra stuff is revisiting levels that you've already been through. There are other sections of the level that you may not have seen, but I kind of had to like be like, dude, I don't need to. Like, I don't need to see everything this game has to offer. I just wanted to get to the goal, and I'm glad I did. It was a decent run.
Let me defend
But
myself first.
okay.
Okay. The the whole sometimes you just got to get to the end thing. I'm not trying to tell anyone how to play video games. You play them your
No,
own way. You do whatever you
I
want.
know.
I just say that to you because I have your brain, like the exact same brain at times.
Yep.
And I've just found it better sometimes to be like, you know what, dude, I'm going to like get to the end. Then I can say, hey, I beat it. I'm good. And I can move on. And then that
Yes.
the satisfaction kind of is still the same without
Yes.
having to see absolutely fucking everything the game has to
Yes.
offer.
And that
So
is 100% how I felt when I finally rolled credits on this. I was like, I felt accomplished. I felt
yeah,
like I saw enough. So yeah, you can defend yourself. I understand what you're saying, but when you say stuff like that, it is what I need to hear
yeah,
sometimes to get through stuff. We like to play so many different things that it's impossible to spend, you know, 40
yeah,
hours in every single game that you play. So
yeah. I mean,
yeah, I needed that for this
I
one.
used to be, I mean, I used to do the same shit, but like there's times where the game itself starts to feel like a process and a job and a chore. And that's
It
when it's
did.
like, you just gotta
Yep.
go.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
so
And my
anyways,
brain still sometimes,
oh
even
yeah.
if a game feels like a process and a chore, it's like there's still stuff to do and I
Mm-hmm.
can't help myself. But yeah, I'm glad I just finally was like, all right, I've seen enough. But I don't want to just put it down and never finish it. I just
Right.
wanted to get through it. So
Yeah, I like that. I like that little, it does something for my brain when I like finish a game. I don't know. It just, so yeah, I
it
have to
did.
push to it sometimes.
It really did. And I think this is a perfect example of a game that I needed to just see it through,
Mm,
to the end without doing literally everything. And I felt good when I just feel like it's just one more game
yeah.
on my backlog list that I can go, I played it,
Yeah.
good. I put it aside and
Never have to see it again.
now I can never have to see it again and focus on something else. So,
Um, all right.
yeah.
Out of 10 on me.
Ooh, I'm gonna 7.5.
7.5 is good. Solid.
7.5 is good. Solid experience. Just overstays its welcome a
Yeah, that
little bit, but
runtime's
that part of
long. What the fuck?
yeah,
Why?
yeah, and that could be partially my problem too, the fact that I wanted to and maybe some people they love this game more than I do and they don't want it to end. I just finally got to the point where yeah, I needed to see credits. So,
This is our fucking
7.5.
show. It's
Good.
our opinions, motherfuckers. If you
Yep.
don't like it,
Yep.
that's fine. But you
Yep.
know, I feel like we're both having to feel like we have to justify it. We don't have to justify nothing. It's our
You don't got
goddamn
to
show,
justify nothing.
fuckers.
And we talked about like with this like IGN gave this a 6
6.
and but the stuff that they were complaining about was kind of silly, I thought in
Yep.
my, they're like too many cheese references too. I mean, that's the whole thing with this and like, oh, they don't they stick to this detective noir, but then they do this weird stuff with these mounts. I'm like, dude, it's just that's the
Yeah.
game. My
You're a
score comes
detective, but
from
you're
like,
murdering everybody, so it's
uh,
not realistic detective noir. It's like, dude, shut the fuck
you're
up.
also a fucking
Yeah.
mouse.
Yeah. And
Jesus
it's also a
Christ.
video game and it's a boomer shooter.
Yes, 100%.
Anyways, I'm sorry.
So
Your score
no, no, no.
is not related to that. It's just
No, I just
your experience.
right. I think what I was just getting at is like you're always gonna hear different opinions, different scores and stuff like that. But like just if it looks interesting, give it a shot. You're gonna have your own opinion, take everything that we say with a grain of salt, take everything any reviewer says
Mhm.
with a grain of salt. You may have a different experience. So
Yep.
anyway.
Well, I'm glad you got her done. I
Mhm.
after hearing you talk about this for weeks, I have no interest in it anymore. So,
No,
um, yeah.
the
Anyway,
weeks has been like freaking
months.
months at this point.
Yeah. Ugh, blech. All right,
Yeah.
so I beat Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales. So I want to give structure spoilers, not
Okay.
narrative spoilers, structure spoilers.
Because I'm still working my way through it.
Right. I don't want to, well,
I
I'm not
honestly,
even
I
going to
don't
say
think.
anything. Anyway,
Well, I was just gonna
so
say I don't think big spoilers in
yeah,
this is really do much for
no.
me anyway. But
Um, so at the end of the game, you get to a point of no return, which is very common for this type of genre. Adventures of Elliot, if you're not familiar, is a top-down, very Link to the Past-esque RPG, sort of, I guess, action RPG.
it is an ARPG, yeah.
Yeah. So you get the final mission. You can go straight to the final mission, and you'll get the bad ending. You can do a couple things before going there to get like the middle ending, or you can do everything and get the true ending, or whatever you want to do. My opinions on this game I've not been quiet about them. I don't really enjoy this game that much. I thought it was fine, but I still did enough to at least get the mid ending. So I didn't just go for the shit ending right at the end of the game. And I recommend, if you're playing the game and you get to this point, that you also take the time to do what you need to do to get the mid ending. I'm not saying do everything. I'm saying do what you have to do to get the light staff at the end of the game, which is the weapon that you see a few times throughout your playthrough. You can get it and acquire it for
Yes.
yourself at the end of the game. It's very cool, and it highlights Elliot's best feature, which is the combat, undoubtedly. Everything else takes a backseat at the back of the bus compared to the combat in Adventures of Elliot. So getting the 3-star tier sword was awesome. And I thought that was well worth it. So I just want you guys to do that as well, especially if you spend the entire time getting up to this point in the game. Just do yourself a favor by going a little further to get that sword, and then finish the game. Don't kill yourself by getting the bad ending.
Right. So that's tied into like so if you go for like the worst ending, it's you don't end up getting that,
you can end the
or
game without it. Yeah.
okay.
It's not it's not obscure. It's not like a hidden path to get this thing.
Right.
It's pretty easy. You just kind of like, the story will continue slightly after you get this objective. So just kind of follow that quest line a little bit till you get to the unlock, is my recommendation.
It kind of seems like a slightly a little bit of a bummer, like that as cool as you're making this sound, like that this isn't a weapon that you could have had throughout the
100%.
rest of the game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there are tier 3
Huh.
weapon varieties for every weapon in the game, though. So,
Yeah.
you know,
this one just happens to be what
Yeah.
you consider the best.
I mean, I played with the sword the entire game.
Yeah.
The hammer a little bit. That was like sword and bow the whole fucking time, though.
Yep. That's how I've used the staff a little bit. I kind of go back and forth a little bit.
Yeah, I
but
used
yeah,
the staff for a bit too.
Staff or sword, and then the bow.
I do love the gem socket system though in this game. I think that's really cool. I don't think I've ever talked about it, but I think that is a cool system.
No, we haven't. It's a very cool system. You acquire more as you play through, and then you can look at them in the menu and go, okay, this one, has a chance of like not using an arrow. There's a slight chance of not consuming an arrow, but this one has a higher attack, so you kind of like try to balance. I think that's
it gets really cool crazy. Too. Like they're it gets more complex late game. I know you're still relatively early, but they really expand it to where it almost changes the entirety of the gameplay feel for weapons once you get some of the higher tier socketables. So that system's really cool, really good. As far as the rest of the game goes, though, the narrative just fell super flat for me. It didn't ever really change, unfortunately, from my initial discussion. And that is the most important thing in this type of game for me, even though the combat is really well done. Man, if the narrative was just a little bit more substantial, if there was a little bit more weight and depth there, I would have liked this game a whole hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
I just think it is a very strange choice that they went with the tone that they did.
Yes.
For me, it might work for someone else. It just fucking feels weird to me.
I'm with you, and I have the same feeling with the narrative. Everything's just kind of drawn out. Everything's so happy-go-lucky, and it's a little cringy at times.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
because Link was the same fucking way, but he, I guess he was a silent protagonist, but it seemed it worked for him. It doesn't work for Elliot.
No, because part of it is the fact that Elliot is just as like,
oh my, he might be the worst character in the game.
At least, did you get a chance to turn off there was a patch that you could turn off the voice
I tried. I still only had the lots of talking or little talking, but little is like one less sentence. Like it doesn't seem to make much of a difference.
No.
So I didn't ever get the chance to do that. I don't know if I would want to turn it off completely though, because as you said, like when you take a long break from the game and you came back to the dungeon, and you came back in, and you went into a dungeon, Faye or whoever you have, if you still have your Huria, would tell you, we've already done this. And like, it saves you that fucking hassle.
It did. Yep. It absolutely did. I was like, because I was walking around and I'm like, God, I don't remember if I was in here. And I literally stepped in the door and she's like, I think we've cleared this area. And I'm like, and that's it. Yes, it's like just kind of dialogue, but it is telling you something. It is saying like, hey, dumbass, like you were already here. So it's just a way of being like, oh, yep, you're right. I'm good. And then you can move on.
If all the narrative was like that, it'd be so much different than fucking, oh, wonder what, I think a bomb will work here or fucking whatever, like every fucking 2 seconds. Shit. It's like, oh my God, dude, please.
It's like, dude, I know. I've played a video game before.
Yeah.
And I would think that most people that pick this up to play it at least have an understanding of what.
That's another thing. I don't know who this game's for. I still don't know who this game's for. I guess us, because we bought it. But
do you think if the combat wasn't as good, you would have bounced?
100%. I would have bounced. Fucking 100%. That's the only reason I played the game. The boss fights in this game are 10 out of 10. They're so good.
Yeah.
Even the late game bosses are like the combat in this game really is good. It's not going to be enough to get me to go back, but it is worth it. But again, I think they cut a lot of corners, I guess. Like the doorway of time system, you've at least used it now, so I can talk about it a little bit.
Yep.
The region never changes. So it changes time periods, but the dungeons are in the same spot, and the dungeons are the same in each time period. So it gets really fucky when you go through a dungeon in the age of safekeeping, which is the age you start in, and then you go into the age of budding, and you go into the cave, and it's exactly the same fucking cave or, dungeon with new chests or whatever. So it's like, and I mean, like some of these are set up like puzzles, like they're kind of like puzzle shrines, like from Link to the Past or whatever, like water ruins and things. And not even, they don't even change like the platforms, I don't think. Like they run through the same way no matter what time period you go through them on. It's just like, what's the point of having, I guess for the narrative, they would want to have it separate like that, but it's just weird. It seems so lazy and so like kind of fucked in there more than anything else.
That's how I felt, because it's the same map. Like when I first opened up the map, I'm like, well, it's not huge, but it's fine.
It's not.
I'm like, but then you got to be like, okay, but you go through these other time periods, so it's going to change. And I'm like, no, it really doesn't.
It doesn't change at all. It gets fucking annoying. there's more than 2 time periods, Jason. So
Oh, I know.
so you get to the city on like the 3rd one, and you have the whole map grayed out, and it's like, God, fucking no.
Gotta
The mountains
fucking
on
do
the
it again.
far left, the
Yep.
fucking snows in the top right. Like, it's like, God, I gotta fucking go explore the goddamn map again that I already know where everything is. So it's just, that just was an odd choice.
Yeah. It's almost like to prolong the runtime, sort of like
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. This game
Yeah.
is very average to me. I would probably go like a 6.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna hit my top 10 this
All right.
year.
Yep.
Just kind of a,
Um,
I don't know. I'm glad it's over.
mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind
Kind
of
of
all
how I
I'll
felt
say.
with Mouse PI.
I will
So
not return.
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
I've been kind of dabbling in a couple things. I still am trying to focus on a few. Like Elliot is one of them that I'm trying to get through. There's a couple others that I'm trying to actually like sit down and get my way through. But a little while back, a few episodes, I briefly tried. It wasn't one of my like highlighted games. It was just something that I briefly touched on. It was called Starbites. It is a um turn-based RPG set on this uh like kind of like junkyard planet, and everyone's kind of like a scavenger and stuff, and like you play as this girl who kind of wants to get off this planet, and she's trying to like uh collect enough money and stuff to be able to get off. I played it for like an hour, and the reason that I kind of stopped is because the Switch version just it didn't look good. It was very muddy. Textures were pretty low, and I'd seen this played on like PC and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, like it doesn't seem like it's a super demanding game. This could look so much better. So I bounced. And I had heard that they were planning on doing like a Switch 2 patch or a version or whatever. So anyway, it did come out, and I was like, all right, let's give it another chance. And it does look better. Everything's kind of sharper, um, prettier. Eh, but I feel like the trade off, and maybe it's not. Maybe I'm not remembering kind of how it ran originally. I No, I think it does run a little bit worse now. I mean, they've like I said, it's sharpened it up. It looks really good. Like the battles are really cool. The like the city areas that you go in, everything's pretty detailed. It looks really nice. But the frame rate just kind of takes a hit, here and there, and it's just kind of jarring, and I don't love it. And the game itself, like, granted, I'm still only I picked up right where I left off when I bounced, so I didn't like start over, so I did make a little bit more progress, but the it's almost too simple,
Hmm.
in its turn-based design. I mean, every character has like one main attack, and then like you can charge it up, and like it does another. I know that there's probably more if I just keep going, but at this early stage, it's just some of these battles, like you know, everything has like this kind of old school Final Fantasy open zoned area where the camera's kind of zoomed out, and your character just kind of like roams around these areas, and you run into an enemy, and then it goes into like the battle, and it's like I was starting to avoid battles because I'm just like, well, they're kind of
Hmm.
almost too simple and
Hmm.
stuff. But yeah, just the frame rate thing, man. It's causing a problem, and I don't know how this. Again playing it on the Switch too. I don't know if that's an issue other places, but it's just kind of jarring. Like you go, like I said, there's areas where you're like in like the main city area, and your character is outside of their. Everybody has like a mech, or like this one chick has like it's a mech motorcycle type thing, and that's kind of what you're in when you're out, roaming around and trying to collect things and progress through the story. But then you go into like these like the zones, like these city zones, and you're outside your mech. You're running around talking to NPCs, picking up side quests and stuff like that. That ran great. It was like nice and smooth and clear. And then you go into like, you exit through a doorway, and it kind of changes to this mech exploring area, and that's when the frame rate kind of sank a little bit, and it just I don't know. Maybe I'm a snob, but
No, you're not a snob. Listen, hot take coming. I don't even think it's a hot take. Give me a stable fucking 30 over unstable frame rate every day of the month, every day of the year. It is so bad.
Yeah.
Going back to the PS3, I don't know how we survived.
Yeah.
Dude,
that's all we knew though at the time. Like I totally know what you're talking about. You see stuff now and you're just like, whoa.
Oh, holy fuck.
Yeah. Well, your whole Infamous run, you were like, I don't remember it being like this. And
dude,
I'm
it's
sure it was.
so bad. Holy fuck. No, I need to go back and finish that too. But yeah, it's just crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother
I don't know if
topic,
it's gonna be something I stick with or not. I wanted to give it a shot, since that was my main criticism when I first started playing. It was just it's just muddy and it didn't love it. So I mean, definitely looks prettier, but I feel like it's taking a hit on the frame rate now. So
I feel like that's
maybe they'll patch it again.
Yeah, well, maybe they will, but having like a mid. We've talked about this before too. I gotta stop saying that's literally cannot be our catchphrase for this fucking show. We've talked about that before, but there are some genres where the mid game is still good. Turn-based RPGs, that is not the case for me at all. Like,
no,
if they're basic, they suck. Unless you have a very good story to accompany you through the process, that is a genre where it needs to be tippity top.
Yep.
To even get you through it, because you know it's long, and if the combat is really easy or basic, it just feels hella repetitive. And it sucks.
That's 100% how I'm feeling. With
Shout out Claire Obscure Expedition 33, best game ever made. So
you say?
So good, dude. I'm gonna get you on there one day.
I know.
I'm gonna keep talking about it till you play it, and then I'm gonna keep talking about it Souls-likes till you play Souls-like, dude.
I know.
Speaking of Souls-likes, fucking playtest finally coming out for Duskbloods.
Oh, I saw that.
Thank goodness gracious almighty.
Good Lord. Yes.
What the fuck took so long?
Dude, I have no idea. And kind of on the same topic of Souls-like, there have been some outlets have gotten access to the Switch 2 version of Lies of P, and early impressions are pretty dang good. They're like, holy shit, this like looks and runs like how I felt like it should, and people are even like, hey FromSoft,
take notes.
Take notes on this. This is running and looking really, really good. So I don't know. So I'm getting more excited about that game.
I fucking love Lies of P. It's my favorite Souls-like. I just caution you, that game is brutally hard. Really. That is a parry-centric game. Big time. It is hard. But boy, is it a good, like, the narrative fucks, like the way that they, like Pinocchio in this dystopian world.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to love about Lies of P. But it's hard. But I will say, if you bite the bullet and start playing it, that will get you into this genre. If you can stick it out.
Interested.
I want you to, I think you should play Bloodborne first. And I know this is like retarded because you don't even have a way to play it. I have a modded PS4. I might just say, and then I'll just buy a copy of Bloodborne and say, here, go.
Here you go.
But both of those games, I mean, are fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Lies of P. Yeah. There was a boss in Lies. So Lies of P was the second Souls-like I played after Dark Souls 3. I got stuck on Luxatia for at least 8 hours.
Oh my God. I thought you were going to be like, probably like 2 hours.
No, it was 8. It was 8. I mean, she was the hardest boss in the game by billion. And then I went back, like I've played First Berserker Kazan last year was one of like the hardest games of the year, and I beat that.
Mm-hmm.
I beat Sekiro, Dark Souls 3. I've already beat Liza P once, but I went back because I wanted to play Overture, the DLC for Liza P.
Oh yeah.
I got fucking stuck on Romeo, which is like the fourth boss in the game. I got fucking stuck, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I'm stuck." So I haven't gone back to it because I got stuck on this boss. And I was like, "Oh my god, are you gonna be shitting me?" But Romeo's
Holy
tough.
shit. Okay.
It's a hard game, but it is so worth it to play through.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
God, what didn't they announce they're working on? Fuck, I thought I saw something.
Oh, I don't know.
Like their next
like
project.
A sequel or
no, their next project I think is another.
Okay.
It's another fairy tale.
See, I think that's
Little Red
cool,
Riding.
though.
I think it's Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I like when they do stuff with that, like stories that you're, somewhat familiar with, but like they put a twist on it and stuff. There was a game. It's actually a game that I was going to
It's
possibly
Wizard
talk
of
about at
Oz,
some
by the
point.
way. It's not. It's Wizard of Oz that
Oh,
they're doing,
okay.
which is still kind of cool. But anyway, look at. Go. Sorry.
No, there's a game called. So we talked about a game called Curse of the Dead Gods.
Yeah.
It's a roguelite, isometric, whatever. That team's follow-up game to that was called Raven's Watch. And it was kind of similar, isometric, kind of looked and played like Diablo, but they all it was Little Red Riding Hood. It was God, they're all like kind of old fairy tale characters in this like twisted dark world. And I thought that was kind of neat. You know what I mean? Like they took a theme and kind of like twisted it and made it a little bit more interesting.
You saying this just makes me. I love Liza P's story, dude. It's so cool. If you tell enough lies in the game, there's a picture in Geppetto's office, and if you tell enough lies in the game, it's a picture of Pinocchio, and you can snap his nose off, and it's a special weapon.
What?
Like they do some really cool. They do some really cool things. They tell like a very adult version of the Pinocchio story.
Yep.
And it's gritty, and goddamn, that game is. I'm gonna have to replay that. I'm gonna have to go fucking beat Romeo.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I re-sparked your interest.
Dude, the Romeo fight though is like one of the most beautiful cinematic moments in the game too, and it's just you have this mech for the first phase, and it's pretty easy. Like the mech's relatively manageable, but then Romeo pops out from the inside of the mech, and he's just ridiculously fast. Anyways,
shit.
Game is crazy. It's a very good game.
Okay.
Anyway,
cool.
Okay, I played through all the GP circuits on Mario Kart World because I did. I may have been too harsh on the game, but I still think it's one of the weaker entries in the series. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I'm
surprised you even did that. Cool. Glad you did.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just, the game feels so ungodly slow. And we've already talked about this. I don't want you to have to repeat yourself, but like you play at 150cc and it feels like 100cc from the past. And it's because they widened the tracks. It's because they quit with the circuits and added these fucking boring highway segments.
Yeah.
You're never going to convince me those are fun. I don't care who you are. They're fucking boring. So, I don't want to like sit here and like harp on this game. It's already been crucified enough. I just don't understand. And you always say that it's Nintendo, but why would you not just let the people play the fucking circuits, like the actual tracks in the goddamn? Why would you not just let them? They're in the game. If that's what the players want, let them play it instead of doing these intermission circuits that are just straight highways that are not engaging. I mean, it is cool to their credit the way that they transition from this track to this track and how it fills itself out as you make your way to the next circuit. Right. But it's fucking boring, man. It doesn't work.
Well, and like you said, I mean, the point that you made right when you started saying this was like, sure, that's how they designed it, but like the feedback on this has been like, let me play a traditional 3 laps circuit on race on each circuit and just move to the next one. Nintendo's like, that's not how we did this, but it easily could be. It's just
Not only that, it is in there. Like,
it isn't. Yes,
you can keep the GP format the way that they kept it with the intermission tracks, which I think sucks. I really think it sucks. Like, I will go, like, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the pinnacle of Mario Kart, hands down. I will go back and play GPs on that just because the game's so fun. I don't think I give 2 fucks about going back to do GPs in World. Like, World looks really nice. Like, they did put a lot of, it looks good. I think it's a little over animated. Personally, like, this sounds kind of really nitpicky. I understand that, but 23 episodes in, we've played a lot of games, dude. But like, I think the drifting angle's a little fucking weird. Like, it almost seems like you're too far angled, so it kind of fucks with my perspective a little bit. And then I think the hit animation sucks. Like how you kind of like move and then you kind of barrel roll a little bit, and it doesn't like mesh with the ground properly. Like that, it just kind of takes me out.
That.
Yeah, I don't. Instead of like prior games, you just spin out, and like that's makes sense, I guess. But
yeah,
it feels a little over animated in that. And then I think
I get that
the outfit system is fucking stupid.
Oh, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, and the way that it's implemented as a whole separate character in your roster instead of just a outfit for your character. Like, I don't get that. But anyways, that's besides the point. What I was trying to get at was there are circuit setups for multiplayer. You should be able to select in multiplayer whether you want to just do circuits or circuits with intermissions or whatever. That should be an option. The fact that they're being a stickler on that is fucking dumb. Because I think if there was like the traditional Mario Kart 8 style multiplayer, it would give the game the legs it needs to keep people going. Because I think that the MR system where you constantly get points by placing higher, that's enough of an incentive to keep people in there.
Yeah.
I just don't know why they won't just be like, because it's already there. Like, there is the option to draw a circuit 3-lap track. They just won't give it to the people, and that's what they want. It's fucking dumb. But that's Nintendo for you, I guess.
That is Nintendo for you. And like, so yeah, you do, like, when you start these GPs, you do 3 laps on the first track, and then you drive to the next circuit, and the first 2 laps of that next area are basically just the drive to the next circuit, and you do 1 lap on that circuit. So sometimes in some of these GPs, the first track isn't the strongest of the 4 or whatever that you ultimately do, and then you're only seeing 1 lap of the next 3 circuits, and it's just like, it's just a bizarre choice. Like, you're just not seeing everything that, and these tracks, like these other circuits and stuff, like, I mean, there's even branching paths in
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
That 1 lap, and you have 1 shot to do it before you're basically moving on to the next one.
That's fucked up. That fucks up everything. Like, when you have it as a circuit, you can be like, oh, there's a shortcut over there. I'm gonna hit it on the next lap. In this game, it's like, oh, there goes everybody on the shortcut I didn't see. I guess I'm not getting first. Like,
right.
Okay.
I have no chance. That was my 1 shot to do it in this, because I get 1 lap on this track.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's just a weird design choice.
The last thing I'll say about this, this will go down in history as the first $80 game. This game is the right price if you got it in the pack-in for the $50 or whatever. It's worth that. It is not worth $80 on any planet in the known galaxy. There's no way. There is no way. So I'll leave it.
And
I'll
I
leave
think
it at that.
The funniest part about that whole thing was, before the game even came out, people were like, $80, what? why? What is going on in this? That and Nintendo just kept saying, just you'll believe it. You'll understand when you play it. You'll understand the $80. And then it came out and people were like, I still don't understand.
No, still don't understand.
So I still don't get it.
But
So
it sold
anyway,
systems. So fuck 'em.
sure did. Sure did.
Last thing for me, I've been playing League a lot of League of Legends. Again, it's my kryptonite. It will never die. God, I love it though. Fucking Jesus Christ. Okay, so I've been playing it. They just did an update, and the only reason I'm talking about this again is because I think they did some really cool things for players. Finally, after 20 years, they've finally done some things to protect the player base. So League is a top-down MOBA, very tactical strategy game, but I love it because it does require, if you are very skill expressive and you're good at the game, you can kind of influence the game, even though you're playing with 4 other people and 5 enemy players. Whatever. The main mode is ranked, right? Because you want to see you want to go up against people of similar skill levels. That's how you get better. And that's how you can get your kudos, basically, by seeing where you place at the end of the season. And you can go in solo queue, so 1 out of a 5-man roster, or duo queue with 1 other person and 3 randoms. And that leads to a lot of bad situations because League is a game that is impossible to, well, mostly impossible to carry as 1 person, because then you have to literally take on 5 other people. You're going to get stuck with absolute tards. It's just the way that it's going to be. People that don't understand the game, don't understand objectives, priorities, things like strategies on how you, like, let's say Dragon is up. You need to push the opposite lane. So you need to push top lane to apply pressure, minion pressure to the tower in the top lane, which then forces the enemy team to rotate up to stop that, which frees up the dragon. You know what I mean? So like, there's all these macro things that you have to like think about. And you can't influence people's dumbass decisions. So you're going to take losses. Okay. So it's really frustrating when you play well and you still lose because you have tards. I keep calling them tards. I apologize. I know like retarded is not accepted nowadays, but I'm retarded, so it's okay. I have the eligibility. Anyway, so
it's like the N-word. I can say it. But.
Yeah. But anyways, I've been playing a lot of ranked lately. I've been having a lot of fun. I'm one trick in Teemo, which I know everybody's gonna roll their eyes if you play League. Teemo's like a absolute asshole. He's like the troll of the game, but I love Teemo. Anyway, I got an S. So you get a rating based on your performance in the game. So I got an S+ rating, but we still lost. And I got this pop-up that said Aegis of Valor. It said you performed very well. So by continuing to play the game out, you're not going to lose any LP this match. So I didn't actually get any negatives from the team losing, which I think is brilliant because it's awesome. It uses a metric the game tracks to determine how well that you did, and it prevented me from taking an LP loss because my other 4 people were incompetent fucking doofus tards that didn't know how to do anything in the game. So that was nice, and I appreciate that. But I mean, losing is just a part of League. You got to accept it at some point. Right. But either way, that was cool, and it makes me feel appreciated as a player to know that.
Yes, I feel like that would keep people playing.
Yeah, too. And I heard nothing about this system, nothing anywhere, and it just popped for me, and I was like, wow, that's fucking awesome.
What?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, that's fucking awesome. Next, I was in a queue. So the way that ranked works is you go into a queue, you pick a role, you get selected, you join the match, and you go into champ select. And there was a guy on my team saying, you know what, I don't feel like playing, I'm going to fucking int. Inting means he's going to intentionally feed the enemy team to make them stronger, so we will lose. It's just, if you int, you're going to lose. The game picked up his chat, terminated the lobby, put us all back in queue and said, sorry for the inconvenience with that guy. We noticed he was saying he was going to intentionally feed. We've requeued you. You've lost no LP. So I was like, holy fuck, let's go, baby. Like,
that is cool.
Yeah. They must be doing it.
How do you think?
It's got to be AI.
I was going to say, okay. I was going to say, they're not like, they can't possibly moderate every match.
No, and they wouldn't be moderating a fucking silver elo match anyways if they were moderating individually. But
that's
really cool. I mean, you can say that it's an invasion of privacy with your chats being read by AI, but that prevented a very miserable experience. League of Legends matches are 20 minutes to 45 minutes long. So by preventing someone just fucking trolling on purpose, it saves a lot of time. It was a great implementation. I'm glad it was in there. Again, didn't hear anything about this before it happened to me in real time. And I was like, God, they're doing some shit here.
They're doing some stuff. I'm
like super pumped about it. So very thankful for that.
Cool.
So yes, League of Legends still rules. Don't play it if you haven't. You will lose your life to it, but it's
not
still
interested,
great.
But I do like hearing about it. I'm not bored of hearing you talk about it. I just have no interest. This is only on PC, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And
this game
PC
would not work anywhere. Yeah.
And you're okay.
Ultra low settings on everything, but it fucking runs. And I'm gonna play League no matter what it takes.
No shit.
No, yeah. So it doesn't look nearly as good as my PC.
I thought that it was only a PC thing, and I just remember you talking about how disappointed you are with this PC purchase. But
this PC is a piece of shit.
Okay.
But just blew my voice out. Great. Anyway, yeah, I run it on low settings, but it runs as long as nothing else is open. God forbid.
Yeah.
And thankfully, no one on the internet cares to watch me stream League of Legends, so I will save you the disappointment from that. That's kind of it for the show. There is one. We're not going to do a second segment. I know we're running normal length here anyway because we've been blabbing. But
yeah, which is fine. This is our favorite part anyway. Like, we talk about the news and stuff because it is important. There's stuff that's going on constantly that is worth talking about. But like, we love just to talk about the stuff that we're playing.
Oh yeah.
And we wanted to, like Cam said at the beginning, we had some technical things. We basically had to run through this again. But doing this part of it, I don't care to have to do it again. We're just still BSing about games. So, but anyway,
the news. I like the news. I know you don't like the news as much. I still like the shop talk because that's where I can farm my clips from because I get fucking pissed in that segment, so I can farm from there.
That's true.
And also it does start our conversations a little bit. So I love the shop talk section. It's just for this episode, we've already done this. We haven't done the shop talk. We've already done what we've already done, but I don't want to, there's just not much going on, to be honest. So the only real thing that came out was Bethesda's news. Jason, are you comfortable explaining what they released at all, or do you want me to cover it? This is the one thing I think we should cover this week because it is kind of the main touch point.
Kind of go back and forth a little bit.
Yep.
I didn't dive too deep into this yet. It was one of the couple things that I found that I was oh, interesting.
We'll just read the headline and we can go off that pretty much.
Yeah. So Bethesda confirms Fallout 5 is in pre-production. I mean, we kind of assume, but it's nice hearing it, that it's actually happening. And Obsidian's Fallout game, Fallout 3, and New Vegas remasters are coming. And there were some updates on Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield as well. So, I mean, you can go into the details a little bit more if you want.
Well, I don't think we need to. Here's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Bethesda announced Elder Scrolls 6, 5 years ago?
Oh, my God.
6 years?
Yeah.
It's been a long time. And they came out and said, when they said that, they're like, oh, we fucked up. We announced this way too early. We were not even close. We shouldn't have done that.
Nope.
And then fucking 2 days ago, they say, Fallout 5 is in pre-production. We're remastering Fallout 3 in New Vegas. We don't know when they're going to come out, but they're coming. Elder Scrolls 6 is still our top priority, but we are in pre-production for Fallout 5. So they're doing it all over again. They're dumping a bunch of shit on us again that we're not going to see for fucking years. So it's like, maybe learn from your, learn a lesson. I don't understand. That was my whole thing. That was my whole thing with this is like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why?
Yep.
So, yes, Fallout 5 is in pre-production. Obviously, we expected this to come down the line. But they're also reporting in other articles that this is not their priority. That Elder Scrolls 6 is still their priority. So this means Fallout 5 is after Elder Scrolls 6. We don't even know when Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out.
Oh my God.
So what are they doing? I don't know. Very interesting.
I didn't even put that together. Yeah, you're right. They've already said Elder Scrolls 6 is so far away, and if that's their priority, how far away is Fallout 5? That's insane.
Yeah, I don't understand what they're doing. You can look at Obsidian though. They got put on a new Fallout.
Yes.
But they had to pivot off of Avowed 2. So whatever this Fallout game is that they're working on is only as far as they got with development of Avowed 2. Avowed came out 2 years ago now, 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
So they're probably 6 years out on whatever they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is supposedly another spin-off? Because they're not going to take the Avowed engine and remaster New Vegas with it, are they?
Right. I think we even talked about that last episode. I even mentioned do you think they're gonna use any assets or anything? And you're like, I don't think that can work. I mean, possibly, but even the old. So we talked about how there was a different Fallout game or something. I'm getting confused on all these versions and remasters and whatever. But they did mention that they had been working on a Fallout game, and then it basically got canceled, and then
that was 10 years ago. So
yeah,
that
so there's
was
no way that kind of stuff can be reused.
Yeah, those assets are scuffed, but they have pieces from. Dude, we got so much shit for the Avowed shit this week as well.
I know.
Which, listen to the whole podcast. The Avowed thing was a teeny portion. It was used as an example, but they were working on Avowed too, so they have assets from that. But I don't know how those would work in Fallout because Avowed is very aesthetically different.
Totally different.
So I don't.
Yeah, I can't see them using any of that stuff, which just sucks, man. They're just gonna have to restart basically.
You would think.
And with as long as these games have been taken to make, Jesus.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long time. It's gonna be a long time. I don't know what they said about Starfield, but
it just said that I just saw it. God damn it! I just had it.
Sorry, I guess they could be coming out, but yeah, because of Xbox imploding on itself right now. Just to say that those things are still happening.
Oh, it's just, as for Bethesda's newest IP, Starfield, the team is not done with that. University states that year 3 of the game will bring new stories, further play improvements, and more as Bethesda prepares to launch new Starborn content in 2027. So,
yeah, sure.
All right. Yep.
Do you think Fallout 3 would be good with a Oblivion remastered facelift?
Yeah. Yeah, Fallout 3 was great. So in the Fallout universe or whatever, there are the hardcores still prefer Fallout 3 over Fallout 4. I liked Fallout 4 probably a little bit.
4's a better playing game. There's no doubt about it.
4's a better playing. Yes. So you take Fallout 3 and, like you just said, kind of do a Oblivion remaster style on Fallout 3. I think Fallout 3 could be amazing if that's what they end up doing with it. Make it play better. I think the story was really good, and the mechanics were really good in it. It didn't play as well as 4. So I think that could end up being a pretty cool remaster if done right.
Because I think we see that before anything else.
I would imagine. It's the easiest thing for them to do.
Depends on the scope, though. The scale.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, if they do a full blown remaster, well, that would be a remake. These stupid terms. These terms are fucking stupid. Yep. Anyways, Bethesda's still doing their fucking strange things. That was really the main thing. You put in there something about maybe leaking Helix is going to have a disk drive.
So I'd seen a couple things, some rumors that after the whole PlayStation removing physical media, that Xbox, there was like a leaked like document or something. I don't even know if this article really goes into that. I saw it in multiple different places. But yeah, there's basically rumors out that now Xbox could potentially be shifting directions and deciding to include a disk drive.
I think that would be fucking brilliant.
That's what you said. That the first thing I thought when I saw this, it was just like Cam said, if they decide to run with this, they could end up leading again in the next console cycle.
That would be brilliant, dude.
Yep. I mean, some of these
small thing, but that would be a brilliant move.
Right. So, like, I mean, some of these things just straight out say, like, developing story. New leak says Xbox Project Helix will be coming with a disk drive. I mean, that's all rumors and speculations and stuff. But I don't know. I just thought it was interesting.
It is interesting. I think we talked about Sony's diskless future. I think the backlash was louder than they even thought. I think they expected backlash, but it's loud. Like there's my algorithm on YouTube's throwing me people like, fuck it, I'm just gonna sell my PlayStation and switch entirely to Nintendo. Like I've seen
it,
hundreds of videos about, and it's not Switch to Xbox, it's Switch to Switch 2. So weird. Good for Nintendo, but
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird shift, but I mean, if people are that hardcore into their beliefs, and good on them, I guess. I don't know. And I still feel like this. I can see where this would be cool. Like it, like you said, it could really kind of shift players towards Xbox. I just don't know if I'd have to have some proof on this. These are leaks and rumors and stuff, and this could just be coming from someone like, hey, let's start this rumor that Xbox is now going to include a disc. Who knows? But
Spawn Point needs to release an inside exclusive look at the Xbox's disk drive specs.
Yes,
post it online and we'll become famous, even though we're talking out of our ass. Anyway,
so,
all right, that's a fucking show. I think.
Yeah, that was like literally the two things that I found that I thought were worth.
There's a couple little hitters. GTA sales numbers retarded. Like they're saying it's on track to sell like 57 million in week 1. What the fuck is that? Christ. That was pretty much that. And then the only other thing we didn't have to talk about, the GameStop CEO said that GameStop will be fine without physical media, which is just fucking bizarre to see how far GameStop has fallen, that they're now just so invested in pop figures and stupid merch that they don't give a shit about physical media. It's just like,
I'm like,
what are we? Yeah, it's just crazy.
What are you talking about?
Thank God for mom and pop shops, but
yeah. And we're not going to do like we're end up covering most of the stuff anyway, and I don't really care. We're not doing like a full like Nintendo section. In this game, the new Castlevania, Belmont's Curse, has been getting people are getting a chance to play it, and oh my God, from what I've seen and heard, they're like, this game is amazing. And I put it in like our Nintendo section, but it's only because this was a Nintendo article. But Belmont, the Castlevania games, it just playing it on a Switch is just perfect. And that's why I put it in there. But anyway, you can play it on everything. But early impressions of Belmont's Curse are super positive.
Super positive. Thank God. That
Yeah,
I hope that does well.
it does. Yeah, I hope it does too. I
It's,
mean, I just the art direction alone, I
it
think
looks
is
great.
so freaking cool looking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trailers look really good for that.
yeah, they sure do. So
let's go before I lose my voice completely.
yes.
Yep. All right, that's the show. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We appreciate you guys. Again, thank you, Randy, for being willing to jump in if need be. We appreciate it. We'll get you on the show officially. 100%. Jason, as always, thank you so much, man. You're the best.
Yep.
Thanks for getting all the...
Anytime.
Well, every time, because you're expected. You're a co-host. Okay.
Right. Good point.
All right. Goodbye.
Anytime, every time.
Yeah.
All
goodbye.
right, guys.
I'm out of here. We're good. Have a good rest of your week, guys.
Yep. You too.